right, I am here with Rick, and we are at French Prairie Perennials, and this is one of the many art pieces, along with great plants, that you're going to be having out there at Yard Garden and Patio Show. So, first of all, tell me about this.
This is a Oriental style bell holder that was made by a local artist that we're trying to help out. There's actually a larger bell that goes in here, but he hasn't brought that to me yet. So we will have that at the show.
And they really are cool, and they're
Yeah,
great for the garden. You could even use them inside as well.
Right, absolutely. And whether you use the gong or if you do this, it's two different distinctive
Yeah.
sounds that you can get out of it. But
And then, of course, you always have some great conifers. So let's talk about
Absolutely.
some that you're going to have at the show.
okay, let's talk about some of my favorites. This first one I love is a little dwarf Oriental spruce called Tom Thumb. Stays very small, grows very slowly. It only gets about 1 foot by 1 foot over a long period of time. But it's great for smaller gardens.
Yeah.
Also great for Oriental gardens. Also goes very well with this piece.
There you go, yeah.
So it's a great plant. It's going to stay this color year round. In sun, it's going to get a little touch more gold in it, but
So even in the wintertime, it's not going to lose. Like a lot of color of plants tend to fade one
Right.
part of the season, but this will stay that way all year then.
correct.
Nice,
Doesn't
very
change
nice.
at all. The second plant I have is another one of my favorites. This is an Oriental arborvitae called Frankie Boy.
Love that.
And it'll get 4 or 5 feet tall by 3 to 4 feet wide. The great thing I love about this plant and how we use them in visual scaping a lot is we'll use them in place of grasses.
Really?
Because you get the motion,
Yeah.
like a grass, only it's in an evergreen.
And then I would think that that would be a relatively, if you find the right place for it, you're not going to have to do a lot of pruning on that either then, are you?
No, absolutely. It has a very uniform growth habit
Nice.
to it. So no pruning, just kind of let it go. And I just love the motion.
It really is very nice.
Yeah. So
And then what is another one that you have for us?
another one is a little dwarf Hinoki Cypress called Butterball. And this one does change color a little bit in the wintertime. Okay, this one's going to have more of that lime green in the winter. But when it flushes out the new growth in the summer, it's going to be a brighter gold.
Wow.
With lime green underneath.
And again, so I like that these conifers are so usable
Right.
in landscaping nowadays. Usually conifers were just huge, but so many great selections of the smaller ones.
Well, the great thing about it is they're low maintenance.
Yeah.
A lot of them, like Butterball, will grow very uniformly, so it looks like you spend a lot of time pruning them and manicuring them, and you really...
And you can tell people you did,
Exactly.
but you don't
Oh,
have
yeah,
to.
you can take all the credit, but you don't have to do any of the work. So conifers by nature are very low maintenance.
Nice.
Fairly drought tolerant for the most part. And a lot of them do change color, and a lot of them, like the next one I'm going to show you, actually have cones that come out, or candles that come out that are different colors, so it's almost like a bloom, like a flower, like we would have with a flowering
Cool,
plant.
let's
So
see that one.
the next one, it's a very rare plant. It's a Japanese white pine called Tamina no Yuki.
Beautiful.
And it's a beautiful plant. New growth is going to be this kind of a creamy white color. The older growth is going to be this blue-green with a white stripe. But the great thing about this plant is you can see them now. The candles are starting to come out because it's been so warm this winter. The candles are pink.
Wow.
And as they get more prominent, they become more pink.
Really?
And it's just a great plant. It's a very, very showy plant, but it's also very workable because it only gets about 2 feet by 2 feet.
See, I always expect them to get bigger, but that's a
Right.
really reasonable size for almost any garden.
Absolutely, but it grows very slow, but it's a great accent plant.
Yeah.
And it can also be a very very nice showpiece in the landscape because of what it does. So.
Wonderful. Let's look at another great product you got here.
Sure. Next one has a really unusual growth habit. This is also a Hinoki Cypress called Cherryman.
Nice.
And it's just got a really crazy growth habit to it. It's going to send arms out this way and this way.
Yeah.
It's another one that's not going to get huge. It's going to get 4 feet at maturity by about 2 to 3 feet wide. But you never know what it's going to do.
Yeah.
It's going to give you some different shapes, but very interesting shapes. So it gives a real nice different texture and interest to the garden because it's...
And I love, too, that all of these can be used in containers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They make great container plants as well.
So now, when people come out to the YGP show, where can they go to find you? What's your booth number?
661 and 663.
So you heard it right there. You can go to gardentime.tv. We can click you over to their website. You can see all the great stuff that they have here, gifts and art and certainly plants. Or you can come on out today and tomorrow and visit Rick down at his booth there. Thank you so much, Rick. It's always delightful to be out here.
William, always great to see you.